Welcome back to the news at 10. The Okbala community in Esako East local government of Edo State has called on two cement manufacturing giants operating in the area, Dangote and Bua, to resolve their differences amicably outside the courts. The appeal was made by a delegation from the community on a courtesy call to the Edo State Government House in Benin City, the state capital. Also, the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, disclosed that the Obu mines is to be shut down with immediate effect on the orders of the federal government.
Leaders of Okbala community in Esako East local government area of Edo State on a courtesy visit to the government house in Benin City, the Edo State capital. The solid mineral resources rich community says it has been thrown into uncertainty as their biggest investors, Dangote Cement and Bua Cement, are currently embroiled in a mining rights tussle. A spokesperson for the delegation, Rufus Kiwa, wants the Edo State government to wade into the matter. Now he says there is more than enough resources to go around.
We, the Okbala people, as the occupiers of the land where the minerals, the bulk of the minerals required for the production of cement are located, is willing and able to accommodate all investors in the state, including Dangote, Bua, and others yet to come.
For the Edo State government, the quest for economic development will not be to the detriment of the people. The governor of the state, Godwin Obaseki, announces the federal government's position on the matter.
Following the letter we have received from the Federal Ministry of Mines, will close down Obu Mines until the determination of the suit currently pending at the Federal High Court. But between now and the outcome of the case in court, we do not want to see anybody in that property.
In their reaction, the Okbala delegation insists on a more peaceful resolution of the issues.
Only one side can win in litigation, but in reconciliation and conciliation, all sides can win. Particularly our community that is directly impacted by the activities of these investors.
With the court's decision pending, the people of Okbala expressed their desire to have Dangote and Bua settle amicably all their differences, as the two companies have been contributing immensely to the community.
Now, efforts by the government to ease the pressure on roads by developing other means of transportation are getting a nod from Sterling Bank PLC, an institution which prides itself in the investment of road transportation in the country. At the second annual stakeholders workshop on road transport in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, the bank's general manager commends the Federal Ministry of Transport for its achievement in road transportation operations in Nigeria.
Just as arteries and capillaries carry blood around the human body, efficient road networks serve as vessels through which a country's commercial lifeblood flows. In Nigeria, about 90% of transportation of people, goods and services happens on roads, putting immense pressure on existing infrastructure. At a workshop with a focus on the role of road transportation in achieving sustainable development goals and economic recovery and growth plan, representatives of transport unions, the Federal Road Safety Corps, Ministry of Transportation, the management of Sterling Bank, among others, gather for discussions around the issues. The General Manager, Sterling Bank PLC, Mr. Emmanuel Emefienim, highlights some of the efforts by the ministry to develop the sector, including the reversal of public sector monopoly of major transport enterprises.
The ministry has also succeeded in expanding transport infrastructure to support and stimulate economic activities throughout the country. As a financial institution that is committed to economic growth and stability of our dear country, and an institution that truly cares for the people, we have realized the urgent need for the intervention of the private sector.
Also present at the meeting is the Minister of Transport, Mr. Chibike Amechi, who explains what the ministry is doing mostly in terms of policies.
A lot of the assignments in the works area is given to my colleague in the Federal Ministry of Works. So you can't combine all this at the same time. However, we're doing a lot in terms of policies. That's what the responsibility of the ministry is when it comes to routes.
For Sterling Bank, the importance of an efficient transportation system for a modern industrial economy is part of the reasons behind the organization's contribution to the sector.
If you see what is happening in Lagos today, about 430 of the buses that are used for the BRT project were financed by us. We are not stopping there. We feel there is so much to do in that sector.
Other participants at the meeting also commend the efforts of the Ministry of Transportation. But they believe a lot more can still be done, especially with the government taking advantage of private sector players who are committed to partnering with the government to build systems that work in such critical areas of development.
Captain Bob Hayes, the first Nigerian pilot, is this year's recipient of the Caris Award organized by the Household of God Ministries. The event, which marks its 21st anniversary, seeks to recognize Nigerians who've distinguished themselves in their chosen fields. According to the founder of Household of God Ministries, Reverend Chris Okotie, the Grace event is the church's way of giving back to the society.
It's an evening of the annual Grace Program 2017 at the Household of God Ministries, and attendees gaily attired for the occasion look forward to a rewarding time out. The Grace Program, dedicated to the support of charity organizations, also subsumes the Caris Awards.
The purpose of the Caris Award is actually to recognize any Nigerian, whether dead or alive, who has contributed to the development of one sector or the other.
Reverend Chris Okotie takes to the podium, speaking on the awesomeness of God.
The Bible says his facade is a jasper and a sardine stone. And before him are the seven fires of his ubiquitous spirit. Around him we see the rainbow of his magnanimity, of his benevolence, and of his beneficence.
The atmosphere of excitement gets spiced up with songs, followed by the Queen Esther Beauty Pageant with 15 contestants on parade. However, from the last 5 standing, a new Queen Esther emerges. 4 Grace recipients, namely the Pacelli School for the Blind and Partially Sighted, the Sunshine Foundation, the Spinal Cord Injuries Association of Nigeria, and the Strong Tower Mission, get a Grace check of 2 million naira each. The evening climaxes with a formal recognition of the Caris awardee, Captain Bob Hayes, the first Nigerian pilot.
One of the unique days of my life. I have never been so honored.
As to what inspired the event, Reverend Chris Okotie explains.
We are compelled by compassion. We are galvanized by charity. We are actuated by Christ-likeness to demonstrate the love of God in concrete terms, as we have prosecuted today with great joy and humility.
By this event, the Household of God Ministries hope to continue to bring light to the lives of many.
Let's take a look at some business news now. Here's Anne Waudu.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Ijoma, and welcome to Business News. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation says it distributed and sold about 1.3 billion litres of petroleum products across the country in the month of September. Well, according to the state oil firm's latest monthly financial and operations report, which was released today in Abuja, the figure is 29% higher than the 950.6 million litres it posted in August 2017. A further breakdown shows that NNPC has so far generated a revenue of 1.87 billion naira in the period under review. For 10 consecutive months, Nigeria's headline inflation rate has been easing at a slow pace. The month of November recorded 15.9% from the previous 15.91%. Data released today by the National Bureau of Statistics shows that food price index is still very high at 20.30%. In October this year, the Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, said he was expecting inflation rates to fall at a faster pace and reach high single-digit rates by the middle of 2018. The bank has kept its main rate at 14% for over a year now to attract investors and support Nigeria's local currency, the naira. As Nigeria's stock market commences the last trading week for the Christmas holiday, a fresh round of profit-taking, particularly in the shares of Dangote Cement, was recorded today. Let's get details from BC Adebayo.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. Monday's session starts off the third trading week of December at the stock market with an impressive total volume of 89.47 million shares worth nearly 2 billion naira. The low-key turnover was also characterized by profit-taking in the industrial and consumer goods sector, which primarily led to a 1.18% drop in the market's main index and 354 billion naira from the equities capitalization. Top among 18 gainers are the shares of Presco, UAC Properties and Champion Breweries, while Cadbury, Eternal Oil and International Breweries led 16 other losers. GT Bank and UBA are the two most significant volume drivers Monday, with over 32.16 million and 15.71 million shares each. And that's it on the Stock Market Reports. I am BC Adebayo.
And it's a positive start for most of the world's leading stock markets, with investors focusing mainly on an upcoming vote on the U.S. tax reform bill. Here are the closing numbers for today. And that's Business News for tonight. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. It's back to you, Joma.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Anne. And for sports lovers, international football icon Thierry Henry is in Lagos, Nigeria, promoting the Guinness Made of Black campaign. Guinness will be celebrating and uniting passionate football fans, rewarding them through incredible experiences such as fan zone activations. According to Guinness, partnering with the Arsenal legend provides a platform to inspire fans as they carve their own paths with confidence, flair and boldness.
This is the first time Guinness will be partnering with a footballer, and they have chosen Thierry Henry to promote its Made of Black campaign. Football fans will be given a front row seat to share their passion with the Arsenal icon, but that will be after this press conference.
Made of Black is about those either consumers or fans or individuals who are not afraid to chart a path that they want to chart in the future. They want to go for success. They want to be at their very best.
Henry will work with Guinness to shine a light on those who demonstrate the Made of Black spirit.
And it's all around us, whether not just in football, but everywhere you turn around in Nigeria, you see that passion, you see that commitment, you see that drive. And that's what we call Made of Black.
You have to go through your struggle and come out of it as a winner. No matter how far you're going to go, but if you come out of it, it's always good. It's not. I always say it's not how you fall, it's how you bounce back.
Henry is loved in Nigeria, and the football star is willing to keep the relationship.
All I know is I used to say that to Kanu all the time is our body. Okay. Then he used to say body day, so I knew we were good.
done with learning how to cook Nigerian delicacies, Henry will proceed to the fan zone to watch an English Premier League match with fans. After the match, the Arsenal legend was officially installed as the Igwe of football, which makes him a high chief. And for Guinness Nigeria, that's the Maid of Black spirit in action.
Well, that's really something, I would say. There are more sports stories after the break, and Nigeria's 18-year wait continues as Super Eagles forward Victor Moses fails to make final three-man shortlist for the CAF Player of the Year award. More sports in a moment.